Start. Getting ready to go live here. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson from Minneapolis right now. And we have severe storms working their way through the area. Got to type something in here. Sorry about that. We'll be going shortly. All right. Hard to see all these little windows on one camera, and we're getting ready to go. Good morning, everybody. We have severe storms working their way into the Grand Forks area right now. There is a risk for some tornadoes, wind, and hail today, and we have a severe thunderstorm watch this morning. Let's get to the latest on that radar right now as we head into the morning hours. You can see the glowing yellow box. That's a severe thunderstorm warning for Grand Forks County, parts of Walsh County, including the Grafton area. It does look like the majority of the hail with this particular storm maybe fallen out. There's still a risk for some hail, but as you look at most of the bright radar display on this north of Grand Forks, so this storm moving through Grand Forks with its wind likely right now, but Oslo, Grafton, and on towards Argyle and Warren, and even Drayton, a chance of seeing this very windy and fast moving line of storms work its way to the north and to the east. So here's a peek at the thunderstorm warning until 11 o'clock. It's moving northeast at 41 miles per hour. Gusts to 60 miles per hour are possible with this storm. So let me get you a little bit closer here as we take a peek at some impacted areas. The Minto area, Ardoch seeing it now, Grafton seeing it now, and it's heading toward the I-29 corridor just north of Manville and Alvarado area at this particular time. And again, let me put the timeline up here so you can see that. We'll go ahead and track this leading edge of the storm activity, which looks to be moving a little bit faster than what's behind it. So this moving up with a speed of about 40 miles per hour will be near Oslo here now, 10, 11. Stephen on the order of 10:41, and by 10:56 on towards Kennedy there in Kitson County. So keep that in mind as this windy line of thunderstorms makes its way through. So again, wind is going to be the number one threat from this. So we have up to around 60 miles per hour is the update from the Weather Service. And also a 3/4 inch diameter hail or smaller is going to be possible from this on this Sunday morning. That's what's going on in and around Grand Forks. Now, in Grand Forks, if we take a look, there's a cell moving toward or through the Alvarado area moving northeast. That's heading into the Manville area as well. That's likely just going to clip on the west side of Grand Forks near the Air Force Base and move north fairly quickly. Now it's all but done in the Northwood area. Devil's Lake Basin, you do have a few thunderstorms working their way through your neck of the woods as well. Now, I should be able to measure the winds, but we did get one wind report that just popped up. National Weather Service employees saying tree branches are down, so some damage reported out there. 4 miles north of Hatton, North Dakota, with these storms. I could possibly measure a little bit of the velocity, at least a component of the velocity. Oops, not visibility. How about velocity? Those V words getting me confused this early Sunday morning. Let's go ahead and take a peek then at the wind speeds detected by the radar here. These are not going to be exact, and this is above the ground, but you can see what's moving into Grand Forks. It's not picking up any core aloft here that's super duper strong in wind speed, but when we get up by the Oslo area, there are some areas where we do have some outgoing winds that are over 30, 40 miles per hour. So along that leading edge, some of these winds likely going to be well over 50 or 55 miles per hour in isolated locations. That'll be the main threat. So the wind threat looking to be making its way through the Alvarado area now as we go through and north of Oslo, and Minto pushing towards Grafton, that strongest core of outgoing winds. What's moving out towards Bemidji here? Let me show you the single site radar data. We did have some wind damage reported. I'll show you a picture of that sent in momentarily. In Bemidji, more wind is heading your way from this line that you see right here. I will grab my pencil out of the crayon box, and here it is. This line is moving to the northeast. This one was moving at about 60 miles per hour towards Black Duck. So it could have some healthy winds upwards of about 45 to 55 miles per hour, even though it doesn't look all that impressive on the radar display here. So I'm not sure what you're seeing there, but let's go ahead and take a look at the DOT cams across our area as we wrap up this quick update. Grand Forks, you're in that thunderstorm warning in your particular area. And as I click on the details again, that's until 11 o'clock this morning. So that's what's going on there. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the storm as we can on our cameras across the region and see what's going on. We'll start with the North Dakota DOT camera network in Grand Forks because that's fast and quick to get to and look at what's moving through the north side of Grand Forks right now. We got some big old raindrops, and if we look at the clouds, we can see on this one kind of shows the top of, the base of the cloud. Here is this vehicle's traveling south. Oops, I apologize. Right up here in the upper corner, the dark, low-hanging sky and clouds with the storm. That's the rain-free base part of the storm, the leading edge there. Hope you can see it again on this shot as we're looking off in that other direction along I-29 just outside of Grand Forks, North Dakota. Now, the North Dakota Agricultural Weather Network also has a wonderful network of cameras that we'll address right now real quick and see what we can see around the entire region. And we'll just scroll through, and if I see some interesting stuff here, that's one of the fun things with this network of cameras. We can get a look at a broad range of North Dakota and western Minnesota quickly with this. One thing I want to point out, most of these clouds we see overhead have very high bases. That means some of the clouds and convection you're seeing over your area is not based at the surface. But this Pioneer Williams County shot has a very neat look to it. We'll just go ahead and blow that up. Just kind of looks like they're in rows, or we call those cloud streets sometimes in meteorology. Some waves or undulations apparent in many of these videos over the skies of western North Dakota this morning. There's a risk of severe storms again this afternoon. I'll cover that real quickly in this update, and we'll get back to the radar here. But I wanted to see if there's anything we're seeing in the pictures across the region that are showing us any. Okay, no, not so much. Okay, getting down a little bit closer. Here's Carrington. There's some raindrops hitting the lens. Look at the fields out in Carrington, inundated with water, with flooding rains over the last few days out there. So a lot of folks relishing the moisture, but the gusty winds that buffeted the area from Carrington down through the Wimbledon area and Woodworth area in Stutsman County. This is what it looks like there right now after a terrible windstorm called a derecho made its way through. Here's the look at a cloud from Ypsilanti, some dark clouds there in the James River Valley. You can see some low-hanging clouds there. Those are not tornadoes, but that storm out there, storm clouds are darkening the skies a little bit. And Brockett here in Ramsey County has a dark, low-hanging cloud. This is a real cool looking cloud associated with a tail of inflow into the thunderstorm there. Really cool. Looks like a roll cloud to me, not attached to a parent thunderstorm. So if we get a little bit closer to Grand Forks County here, see, I just blew by it. I think that shows us that, Brockett and Ramsey County, Webster, let's see if I can see Cavalier County. We have some darkening skies heading towards you from the south. This is looking east. So those will be approaching your area in the upcoming hour or so. Ypsilanti, Amaretto. Here we go. Let's look at that one. Okay, so there's definitely some heavy rain making its way through the Amaretto area and exiting to the north as those storms that are severe are moving into northern Grand Forks County right now. So we'll get back to that radar real quickly and wrap this update up, and we'll talk about the severe weather risk real quickly to button up. Thank you for the stars. I'll look also for your questions. Let's put the radar up behind me so you can see what's going on right now. Line of storms, new warning has been issued by the National Weather Service. It looks like they punched it out into northwest Polk County, unless I didn't see it there before, but northwest Polk County and also into western and southern Marshall County for Warren and Argyle for gusty winds. Double checking the movement of the system and the speed. It's moving at about 40 miles per hour to the northeast, 60 mile per hour wind gusts are possible. It looks like the core of the storm is going to have some gusty winds moving through the Grand Forks area right now with that line. Moving into Bemidji is a cluster of cells as well that could have some winds over 55 miles per hour after a very windy weekend in Lakes Country out there. in the headwaters area. And here's what we saw in the Ramsey County camera. These fun-looking clouds out here, non-severe, moving to the north and east at about 40 miles per hour. Also, there was a storm southwest of Bismarck moving in the general direction of Bismarck. Let's switch the radar up here and get a look. This storm was producing, folks, 1 3/4 inch diameter hail there as it crossed the border near Hettinger and Lemon, South Dakota. This one right now, let's see, the data's still kind of thinking to come in, but is working its way toward the Lathe area in central Grant County and Carson, moving at a clip of only about 20 miles per hour. So heavy rain and gusts to 50 are going to be possible, according to the National Weather Service there. That storm may be collapsing if indeed this is the Bismarck radar, or else it's not showing up very well anymore. But I think that storm is all but collapsing as it heads toward the Bismarck area. Based on this radar view, let me double check and make sure there's not something wrong with the Bismarck radar. No, it's done collapsed. So that storm is wrapping its way up. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch for much of eastern North Dakota and western Minnesota this morning. That's in effect until 2 o'clock this afternoon. And then new storms will fire up with all modes of severe weather possible. What do you mean, Hutch? What modes of severe weather? Well, let me answer that question. Here's a look from the Storm Prediction Center at the risk of tornadoes today. Let me see if I can clear up this screen up top here. So now, this is for today and tonight, Sunday, and into the overnight, into your Monday morning. The brown area has a 5% risk of a tornado within 25 miles of a point. Do not panic. Just review your plans and stay informed. If storms form, we do have some tight rotation again in our area. The risk tonight is not as great as the risk that we had the other day for tornadoes, but we could still have a couple tornadoes, about strong tornadoes. The indications are not the same as what we had on Friday night into Saturday morning, but I don't want that to deviate your attention to the weather today. By the way, the green area, which includes Duluth, north of Minneapolis, and in eastern North Dakota, west of the Red River Valley, that's a 2% risk of some tornadoes there. Storms likely will initiate on the left side of this map and move east as we go through the afternoon hours. So what you're seeing on the radar now, not the main event, that happens this afternoon as we go through. So I'm going to leave this up. We'll put up the other risk because there's an enhanced risk of some significant hail today. So let's go ahead and put that up. For today, we have a significant hail risk in the area you see hatched here, Lake of the Woods, Red Lakes area, the Brainerd Lakes area, all of Becker and Ottertail County Lakes area, the headwaters area. You can see all of the Red River Valley from parts of southern Manitoba right up into the Morrison-Benson area. The I-94 corridor is impacted with this huge hail risk as well, down towards St. Cloud and Osakis. These storms fire off this afternoon, and I'll be covering those as they develop as well. So keep that in mind. The wind damage, well, we have another one of these windstorm type of things, and the answer is we have a risk of significant straight line wind gusts today. They could be quite excessive and over 70 miles per hour once again. Very similar area, northern Minnesota will see it. Not as good of a risk out in western and central North Dakota today of a windy storm. These storms will be firing to the west of your particular area. That's what's going on right now. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson live. I am now going to go ahead and leave the radar up while I address a couple of your questions. This will be the regional radar, so you can see the entire region. Look at the big sky country of Montana, seeing showers of rain. And yes, that is snow. That is snow near the southern Rockies in Montana as you go into northwest Wyoming as well, the Bitterroots, and it looks cold down there, and the Beartooths as well. So that's what's going on. Now let's take a look at your questions. Thanks for bearing with me. Broadcasting from Minneapolis at the car show today, and just wanted to see that you are aware of our risk of severe weather as we go through our day today. Looks like I've got a wonderful support of stars from so many of you. Thank you, Carla. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, all of you, for your stars. Michelle, Tracy, Nicole, Steve, Juan, thank you so very, very much for becoming a follower. Deb, thanks for your support of stars. And Nathan, I hope you're doing well today, too. Thanks to all for sharing the stream. It looks like Carrie and Cindy did that as well. So that's what I'm seeing right now as far as questions go. I'm not seeing the questions window. I might need to move that over here. Pardon me while I go to the a different window. Okay. Julie, thanks for watching from Grand Forks. Thanks, Adam, for watching. Northern Grace, good morning. And Julie, thanks also in Minneapolis. Thanks for taking the time for keeping us informed. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm broadcasting from Minneapolis. We do have some storms working their way up into northwest Minnesota now, crossing through the northern Red River Valley near Oslo. Those are severe gusty winds. Then we'll get a break. The atmosphere re-energizes, and we'll have a risk of storms. All right, I think I've got most of the questions answered. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to open another window up here if I can on my computer to see the live feed so I can see if your questions are there. I'm working off a different setup than I normally do because this is a traveling setup that I don't always use every day. So here's what we got going on. Let's see if I can open this live window somewhere else here. There we go. Hello. Okay, there we go. Now I can see your comments. Okay, so here's the questions. Now I'm up on board with you here. Watching from Badette, says Linda, thank you so very much. Good to see you, Shirley. Thanks for watching. And it does look like that is, we got the comments here. Let me open those puppies up. Okay, I think I'll have to do this. All right, that's it. That's all. I'm having trouble seeing your questions, so I apologize for that. All right, that's it. So we're going to. I'm not going to be able to see for some reason. This is not showing me the your comment section. It's a screen problem on my part. It's not your problem. So I apologize for not being able to communicate with you in your comments and see. There we go. Oh, they're there. Hey, they just showed up. I had to hit a refresh button. Okay, so watching from Ada, what are the biggest threats and hazards for Grand Forks? Grand Forks right now, Crookston, and on the south side of the storm, gusty winds. It looks like the heavy rain has even kind of evaporated or fallen apart on the south side of that storm, moving through Grand Forks County. It's now moving into Walsh County, pushing towards Oslo. Gusty winds on that part of the storm will be 60 miles per hour, Brianna. So we could still have some gusts that are pretty strong in the Grand Forks area, but if they haven't picked up yet, the brunt of the storm does look like it's moving into the northern reaches of Grand Forks County right now. We did get a report of some broken tree branches down in southwest of Grand Forks before the storm made its way through. Speaking of which, I think I told you I had some photos to share, and I'll do that. Storms going through Emmaville, Park Rapids area. Yeah, thank you, Cheryl. And in that area, those storms are kind of collapsing too, but they still could be windy and over 40-mile-per-hour winds. Thanks, Taylor, for your stars. Shirley, thanks for watching from Moorhead. Linda, watching from Badette. Ben, Beartooth Pass, Brian says, and it's probably a little on the snowy side up there. Grafton has some horrible streaking lightning, and winds are pretty bad now. Nathan, thank you for your update. The wind gusts from the storm could exceed 60 miles per hour, so stay away from those windows, particularly on the southwest side of the house, because the winds will be coming from the southwest, moving to the northeast, gusts to 60 miles per hour. What about concerns traveling from Bismarck to Fargo? I do have concerns, Kate. The storms will fire along that route and in between, and they will have a risk of tornadoes, very large hail and gusty winds when they first start. So keep in mind, I'm expecting those storms to fire later today. That would be in the hours of around noon to 3 p.m., a redeveloping of storms somewhere between the Red River Valley and central North Dakota, and then moving to the east as we go into the evening hours. So if I was traveling between Bismarck and Fargo, I would recommend doing so before noon and getting to your estimated arrival place by 2 or 3 o'clock if you can, just to be sure, so you're not traveling through any of this nonsense. Deb, thanks for the stars. Todd, dark in Kitson County and Carlstead. You know what? It's probably darkening up that way now. Thunder and lightning in Leech Lake. Thank you for your report. Steve, thank you for your stars. Okay, I do think I've gotten to many of the questions. I'm scrolling back through. Horrible streaking lightning now. If you do have photos of what's going on, speaking of which, we'll go to the photo section now. Please upload them, and some of you already have this morning, so let's see if this is going to cooperate with me here on the road. Yes, opening HutchesWeather.com in the upper left-hand corner right here, you can see that's where you click to upload your photos, and today we have some tree damage reported, so let's go ahead and show you that. This was from the Perham area, so as those storms move through Perham, in Lakes Country, these are decreasing in intensity and are now moving through that Lake Itasca area, heading towards Bemidji and through Bemidji now. cause this tree to go down. Eric, thank you. Hopefully nothing was damaged other than that tree there, and things are okay. Numerous videos of lightning in Detroit Lakes from the Friday night, Saturday morning storms. And this was just shared with me by Gabriella this morning. I do not know, Gabriella, the date that this was, but yes, that does look like rotating clouds moving over the area of Detroit Lakes where you were. You were in white earth and caught possible rotation. So yes, indeed, that is a rotating area of the storm. Whether it was making contact with the ground or damaging the area, I don't know, but that's a wonderful video. And I will tag the National Weather Service on this video so they can see it, because that was a line, I believe that must have been from the original storms that we saw as we went into the early morning hours on our Saturday from Friday night storms. Gabriella, thank you so much for uploading that. You said it was timed at about 1 a.m. if I'm not mistaken. You can correct me in an email if you like. Other videos that have come in with some pretty incredible damage from the storms. Here's a look in the Bemidji area from the weekend storms. Look at the size of that huge pine tree. And it was not just lower tipped over, it was snapped at the base. And that looks like it well over a foot in diameter. Some of the tree looks like it damaged that home there. The National Weather Service said that the storms that moved through the Bemidji area had straight line winds, and it was an extremely wide swath of 100 to 120 miles per hour straight line winds that went through Bemidji. So more tree damage in the Hendrum area. I got reports in Hendrum of dozens of trees down. Melody, thank you for sharing. Look at this. That's just incredibly huge hail in Jamestown from the storms on Friday night. Ryan got that. The Jamestown area hit quite hard. Callie, thanks for your lightning photo. And many of you sharing videos of lightning. And this one's worth the wait. Castleton, Haley Nelson sharing a creepy crawler in the nighttime sky. If you just wait for it, it just really lights it up here near the end. But wonderful uploads. Go ahead and head to HutchesWeather.com today when it's safe to do so. If you have details on what's going on in your area, you can share them with us or with me, and then I share them with everyone. And you can see them as well at HutchesWeather.com. One last look at that radar here, and we'll highlight you on the location of the storm as it's making its way into northwest Minnesota. New thunderstorm warning now. You see how I had said the southern flank of this storm had fallen apart a little bit. This new warning shaves off that south branch. So Warren, you are not necessarily in the warned area for that reach of the storm. The brunt of this storm now focusing on western Marshall County and southern parts of the Pembina County area, as well as the folks in Kitson County right now. So here it is. Let me go ahead and point this out. It's moving to the north and east. It's still moving at a good clip of about 32 miles per hour now. So slow down a little bit. Hail threat, not the main threat with this. We could see up to 3/4 inch hail, but 60 mile per hour winds will be possible. If you're in Drayton, if you're in Stephen, if you are in Argyle, you are in the warned part of this storm as it works its way to the northeast. This warning is in effect till 11:15. You're looking at the radar scan from 10:28. Here is the single site radar scan, and I like to look at this even though it's more pixelated because it does give me just a little bit more information. I think I'm going to have to wait. That's from the Bismarck radar. That's too far away, Hutch. Let's go see if we can pull up this radar. There it comes. Okay, so we still have the warning continuing for Warren and Grand Forks for some gusty wind, but Grand Forks, you're all but done with this storm as it moves up towards Oslo. Now it's still likely very windy in Oslo, and here's the main core of the storm right now, highlighted from Grafton through the I-29 corridor through Drayton, Donaldson. The storm will be moving towards you and Kennedy. Prepare for 60 mile per hour winds. Here's the leading edge, and we will track the timing of the ETA for you folks up in southern Kitson County. It's moving in towards Stephen and Argyle as well. This tool has been acting up on me. I think I might need mouse batteries or something. I didn't know mice need batteries, but sometimes I guess they do. This is moving at about 30 miles per hour. I'm going to put it at 35. Here's the track of cities that it will be in by 10:36. Argyle, 10:44. Drayton, Stephen by 10:45. Kennedy, 11:02. And Hallock by 11:13. If it continues along the path. Again, the main threat for this area, gusty straight line winds. Lake Brunson, by the way, 11:25. That's about an hour away. So in the Lake Brunson area. If you're out there, be prepared for a gusty line of storms moving up in your general direction here in the upcoming hour. So that's what's going on. Devil's Lake, non-severe storms making their way up towards you and Langdon. There is a severe thunderstorm watch for the area. Now, if we pull that up, I'll show that to you right now. Here, let me pull it up on all of our screens. And here we go. So this is what we're looking at. It's mainly for the Red River Valley counties of North Dakota, the Devil's Lake Basin of North Dakota, as well as northwestern and west central parts of Minnesota. These storms have now vacated the southern part of this area. I don't anticipate more storms forming, but the watch does continue until 2 o'clock this afternoon. The storms you see now will race up into parts of Manitoba. In fact, we have hail detected just across the border. Now let's take a look at the cities affected by this. If you're up there just north of Roseau County, these storms firing up, and this one moving toward the Highway 12 corridor near Sprague out there. So that's what we're seeing up in parts of southeast Manitoba right now. To the north, as you get on towards Highway 1, we have a cluster of storms capable of producing some significant hail, upwards of about I'm going to say 1 inch, 2.54 centimeters in diameter, working its way up to the Highway 1 corridor as well. Winkler, you got a storm heading your way. It's non-severe at this particular time. So that's what we have going on. Southern Manitoba, northern parts of the Red River Valley, Bemidji, Bay of the Blue Ox. These storms have been non-severe, and they are in the watch area, but they are not producing severe size hail. They still could be producing some burping of gusty winds over 45 miles per hour, though, the way it looks. So that's what's going on across the region. And oh my goodness, Montana, what is this nonsense? Can you see this purple stuff that you see out here? That there is a winter weather advisory. And up here by Glacier, we have ourselves a winter storm warning. So our hearts are with you, Montana, as we're into summer now. Severe thunderstorms working their way through the Red River Valley, and we have winter weather products in effect for parts of the western Rockies of Montana for the next couple of hours, 2.5 hours, it looks like. Out in that general direction. Oh, why not? Let's take a quick peek at what's going on at the roads out there in Montana on the west side, and then we'll wrap this up as storms that are severe with a wind threat mainly make their way into parts of northern Red River Valley area. So here's the Rockies of Montana. I'm seeing temperatures in the 30s, so let's go there. I'm going to pick out Helena, and the roads look clear of snow there, but it certainly looks gray. And as we get up towards Glacier, let's see what we got going on there. Temperatures are in the 30s here. Let's check out the roads there. Okay, so this is 2 Medicine Bridge, and it looks like those are some pretty low-hanging clouds on the mountain and some soggy, wet roads, but at least I'm not seeing buckets of snow on those particular camera views. Many of the temperatures as we go a little bit farther are a little bit warmer, above freezing, so that is likely that some of the snow falling, except at mountain passes, is melting pretty quickly. Oh, I got a West Yellowstone look here at some 32-degree temperatures. And thanks, Montana. I got to share with you that we do have some pretty interesting looking scenes out here at Reynolds Pass on Montana 87. That there looks like flurries and snow to me, reduced visibility. And you know what? Not quite shovel trouble, but on the grassy areas there in Montana, from 80s and 90s and heat index, high heat warnings here to western and central Montana seeing flakes of snow. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you. Brace for those storms to make their way through the Northern Valley. Now they are north of Grand Forks, so the risk is pushing its way up towards Kennedy, Hallock, and the Argyle area, Stephen Argyle area, and parts of northwest Minnesota. There's a new warning out for you folks for the storm. Gusty wind to 60 miles per hour will be the main threat. The warning near the Grand Forks area should be set to expire very shortly as the new one takes hold. That's what's going on right now. Stay tuned to me here. Stay safe. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Appreciate you watching. And if you do have reports of severe weather, pass that along to me. I'm going to pass along the tree damage report there to the National Weather Service right now. Stay safe. You can catch up to the latest anytime, anywhere on HutchesWeather.com. Thanks for all your follows on Facebook.